Hello and thank you for watching this video explaining how to use the query library in forestplots.net. Okay, so just log in. Okay, so the first thing to mention is that if we go to our plot data, so click here from the plots icon, notice that it's called My Plots. So this is a list of all of the plots that we have full access to, all censuses. So these are either our own plots or plots that we've been granted permission to use by their PI team, and it's called My Plots. The full suite of queries in the query library run on these My Plots. So if you click on this drop down box, you'll notice there are a few other options, one of which is Public Plots, which is a list of plots containing at least one census where the data has been made publicly available, but it's limited data, it's not the full set of data. So My Plots is the data that we're wanting to use for the query library. Okay, so as an example for showing you how to run queries in the query library, I'm going to choose to run the two queries that are necessary for the Biomasa FP, the Forest Plots R package. So the first one of these is the plot metadata, and that's found within the basic plot information category. And then here is the query, plot information for R package version 1.1. So navigate to the query you'd like to run on your data and then select this green arrow to run the query. And then it will open the query summary and then click Next. So this opens the plot selection screen. So this is a list looking at all of the data that's found within your My Plots list. Notice that for some of these plots there are more than one row. Now the reason for this is that it's actually it's listing plot views rather than plots. So each plot listed here always has main plot view. So here you can see main plot view, Alpo Aedos, main plot view, main plot view, main plot view. The main plot view is the default, and that's everything, all plot data relating to that plot. And then any other extra plot views are those that have been created by the data owner because there might have been a change in protocol throughout the sampling period, or there might be different soil types in different parts of the plot. So a plot view is a way of making a snapshot of your data. And plot views can be restricted by minimum diameter, exclusion of family or genus, inclusion of subplots, and changing the start census date and the end census date. So that's a really brief explanation on plot views, and it's just to let you know that that's why some of these plots may have multiple rows or multiple options available for you to choose to run in your query. You should select the plot view appropriate for your analysis, and if using the Biomasa FP R package, ensure that you select the same plot view for both of the queries and the advanced search. Okay, so let's say that I want to run this query on plots Sukasari A and B. So I know this data, I know that the appropriate plot view to use are the Sin Palmas without palms plot views. So I go to the plot view for the plot I'd like to select, click Add, and then the next one, again click Add, and then you can add as many plots that you'd like to the query, just keep add each one. Then when you're happy that you've selected all of the right plots, click Next. Okay, so here are the results for that query for those two plots that I've just selected. So then we've got two options, save to Excel or save to CSV. And there we have it. And when we're finished, we just click Finish. to return to the main Forest Plots screen. Okay, so before we run our second query, I just want to let you know where you can find a little bit more information out about the plot views that we talked about before. So if we go to our plot list, here it opens My Plots, and then if we want to know about Sukasari R, click on the plot name to open View Plot. There's two places that will contain information. The first is along the top menu bar, there's a Plot Views tab. So click that and it will list all the plot views that have been created for this plot. So the first is always the main plot view. Is main view true? So this, as I mentioned earlier, is the default. It contains everything. And then any other plot views will be listed underneath. So here we've got one, Sin Palmas, without palms. It was created a bit later than when the plot was created. So we can find out more information by clicking on the view icon. And here it just opens a description of the plot view. So here we can find out a bit more information. If it was restricted by census, it would tell you here and tell you which was the first census date used and the last census date used. If a minimum diameter had been implemented in this plot view, it would specify here. Here, restricted by taxonomy, true, because it's excluding the palms. So here if we click on excluded taxonomy, it will tell you exactly what's been excluded. So this family's been excluded. And here is the included subplots. So I don't think any of these were excluded in this plot view, so they're all listed there. So if you're wanting information on any of the plot views, this is the first point of call, where the description would usually tell you if there's been a change in protocol and so what plot view has been implemented. Another thing to notice in this plot views screen is there's another column called preferred view, and this will either say true or false. So this has been set by the person who is the plot database manager for this plot. It's the preferred plot view for their analysis. So here we can see that they've selected the without palms plot view as their preferred view. Another place that you might be able to find more information out about the plot and plot views is within the view plot screen, this bottom section called admin, and there's usually several comments here. So those are the two places to look for more information for each of your plots and the plot views. So the second query that I was going to show you how to run, go back into the query library. Remember to click into private to access My Plots. And then in the category selection, it's the wood density. So for the R package, we need to know the wood density. And it's this wood density of individual trees. So again, exactly the same, just click the green arrow icon next to the query you'd like to run. Click next, and then select the plot views once again. So I want to run this on the same plots as before, and I want to use the preferred plot view, which were the without palms. Okay, so select all the plots that you'd like, click next. And once again, here are the results, and then the option to save to Excel or save to CSV. And there they are. So again, click finish when we're done. And that's everything. So if you have a little browse through the query library, you'll notice there's lots of useful queries here. Biomass, there's lots of different biomass equations that you can run on your data. Wood productivity, so looking at the biomass in terms of the recruitment gain and mortality. So there's lots of useful queries. Please get in touch with us at admin@forestplots.net if you have any questions about using the query library or about the plot views or anything else. Thank you.